Hey guys, Mr. Yisley here. So we're on to lesson number 2 in chapter 2b, which is all about solving linear inequalities. And lesson number 2 is all about how to check if a solution satisfies the inequality. So what we're talking about is we've got this linear inequality, so we've got a variable with something going on, an inequality symbol, and then a number. And they are going to give us a number to plug in for the variable and then figure out if it makes that inequality true or not. Because what you're going to find out about inequalities is, unlike the linear equations we worked with where x equaled one very specific number, with inequalities you could have multiple numbers because there are a lot of numbers greater than 2. There are a lot of numbers less than 2 as well, so there's going to be multiple answers to that. So that's where inequalities come in. So what we're learning here is simply how to plug the number in by substituting it in for the variable and then solving to see if that number makes the inequality true. All right, well, within this, there's really about 3 steps to it. Step 1, when we're checking if solutions satisfy an inequality, is we're going to actually substitute the value in for the variable. So we're going to replace whatever that variable is. It could be x, could be y, could be any variable, and we're going to plug that number in. Now, it's important when we plug it in to pay attention to any of the numbers around it and what it's doing to it. So if we have like 2x and we plug a number in for x, that number is going to be multiplied by the 2. So we need to really pay attention to that. Second thing we want to do is we want to then solve that inequality, or really simplify it down. All right, we're going to call it solving, but really what we're doing is simplifying it down to see if it comes true. So I'm just going to put that out to the side, simplify. Little stars just to remind myself I'm not actually solving because there's no variable anymore. What I'm doing is I'm simplifying. And then last thing we're doing is checking, does it come true? All right. And if it does come true, then it is a solution. If it doesn't make that inequality true, then it's not a solution. So those are really the 3 steps, so it's not super complicated. Again, we're taking whatever number they give us, we're plugging it in for the variable itself, and then simplifying it down to see if the inequality becomes true or not. All right, so we've got 2 examples here that we want to take a look at. For both of the examples, they've given us a number of -4 that they want us to plug in. So we're going to take this -4 and we're going to plug it in for the variable and then simplify it down to see if it comes true. All right, well, example A says x plus 8 is less than -3. So again, step 1, substitute the value that they gave us, the -4 here. This is what they gave us. We're going to substitute that in for the variable of x. So I'm going to plug -4 in. So -4 plus 8 is less than -3. Now, step 2, I need to solve the inequality, or really just simplify it down. All I'm going to do is simplify this side down till it's one number, just like this side was. So -4 plus 8, that's 4 bad guys, 8 good guys show up, so the good guys are going to win, and they're going to win by 4. So this becomes 4 when I combine them, +4, and 4 is less than -3. So once I've got one number compared to another number, this is simplified all the way down. There's nothing else that I need to do. So now I just need to check and see, does it make it true? Step 3. So is 4 less than -3? Well, no, it's not. So this means no, -4 is not a solution. And that's what I would say. That's all I have to do. All right, well, I'd encourage you to try example B on your own, then check your answer with mine. So example B says -4.5x is greater than -21. So step 1, substitute the value in. So remember, the value was -4 that they gave us, and they want us to plug that in for the variable. Now, when I go to plug this in, I have to remember that that variable is being multiplied by its coefficient, the -4.5. So when I substitute this in, I'm going to substitute the -4 in with parentheses, because that means multiplication, as we've talked about. So I've got -4.5 times -4, and that's what that means, which is greater than -21. So then I want to check and see, does that actually make it come true? Right, so when I plug that in, negative 4.5 times negative 4, if you're not sure what that is, you can always solve that out to the side. Just do some quick math. So 4.5 times 4, 4 times 5 is 0. Not 0, it's 20. Carry the 2, bring the 0 down. 4 times 4 is 16, plus 2 is 18. I had 1 decimal place, so 1 decimal place here. So 18.0, or we could just say 18. And then a negative times a negative is a positive. So when I simplified that down, it became 18, which is greater than negative 21. I've got a number compared to another number, so I'm simplified down all the way. So last thing I need to check is that true? Is 18 greater than negative 21? Well, yes, any positive number is greater than a negative number. So I would say yes, negative 4 is a solution. Because remember, negative 4 was the initial value that they gave us. All right, well, if you have any additional questions, please let me know. Otherwise, you should have what you need. Just remember, when you're substituting in, you substitute it in for the variable itself. All right, pay attention to what's happening with those variables so that you simplify it down correctly, with the goal to get one number compared to another number, and that will let us know if it's true or not for that solution value. All right, well, you should have what you need to continue on to lesson number 3. But again, please let me know if you have any additional questions.